Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third episode of TOTM, Top of the Morning Show podcast and morning show. Still trying to get everything situated here. How we doing today? It is currently 9:03 a.m. on the East Coast, and I personally feel like it's gonna be a good day. It's currently raining outside of where I'm at right now. What is your weather like where you're at? Let's see. I kind of messed up everything. I'm not gonna lie. How we doing? Shout out to everyone that's in here. We got a nice show planned out for today. So let's waste no more time and get straight into it. The Washington Commanders find themselves in the news yet again, and that's where we're going to start today. So let's get to opening statements here. So the Washington Commanders find themselves in the news yet again, as yesterday the Attorney General had a press conference where the night prior he said that he had a big announcement on the Washington Commanders. And us as fans, we're expecting it to be just something crazy, something as far as an update to where Dan Snyder is going to be forced to sell. And it wasn't that, or it wasn't that. Like, it was no update on him having to sell. It was no update on none of that. Like, it was nothing that involved the possibility of Daniel Snyder selling. What the press conference was basically the Attorney General suing the Washington Commanders, Dan Snyder, and the NFL for the toxic work culture that was upheld under Dan Snyder's tenure here, and basically them having a false investigation of the whole situation. And as a fan, I personally took it as a strike two. Strike one was Dan Snyder exploring all options of possibly selling the team, and he hired Bank of America to help him out with it. And strike two for me was that yesterday. I felt like yesterday was strike two, where now he is getting sued by the Attorney General. A lot of other fans don't look at it like that. They're looking at it as if it just doesn't mean anything, which very well could ultimately be true. But right now, I'm taking any kind of bashing, any kind of down talk on Dan Snyder at this current moment. I'm taking it as a W, because at this time, we need him to be gone, and anything that's going to force him to be gone, or anything that's going to make him have the thought of being gone, I don't want to keep getting sued, I don't want to keep facing these battles, keep applying that pressure, man, until he's officially gone. I mean, we're tired of this guy. We need to find a way to get him gone, and this organization never seems to amaze me with how bad they are. And I'm talking from the front office standpoint. Let me tell you guys what happened before the Attorney General came out. So basically, the Attorney General put that statement out on Wednesday. Tuesday night, I believe it was Tuesday night. And the Washington Commanders decided to respond to that in a terrible way, basically dragging one of their players, Brian Robinson, into the whole situation when he literally have nothing to do with it. They want to bring up his incident where he got shot. What does his incident of him being shot this past summer have to do with the toxic work culture, the Washington Commanders being sued? And that's where the fans come in. That's where Brian Robinson is coming in. It's like, what did I do? Why am I being brought up in this? I didn't do anything. Right? So you have Brian Robinson getting dragged through the dirt for no reason. Then you have Benjamin St. Juice, one of the young cornerbacks on this team, young emerging superstars on this team, I should say, or young emerging star, I should say. I don't want to use superstar too lightly, but the young emerging star on this team in this secondary, he had some things to say about the Washington Commanders and their environment and organization and toxic work culture. So, according to 106.7 The Fan, Benjamin St. Juice was talking to a French newspaper, and he basically said, yeah, it's like a dark cloud over this organization. It definitely would be good if we could have a fresh start. Every time these players want to just talk about ball and talk about what they got drafted to do and what they get paid to do on a daily basis, they have to answer questions about Dan Snyder. They have to answer questions about this front office. They have to ask questions about stuff that happened before they even got here, before they even was in college. They don't want to keep having to worry about that, especially when they're a team that hasn't handled that well with having all that noise and still having success on the field. Like, the Patriots had a bunch of off-the-field issues, whether it was Deflategate or Robert Kraft and stuff like that. But what did they do? They still handled their business on the field. So at the end of the day, it kind of got swept under the rug because at least the fans were happy because what the product they were put on the field. They were able to block out the noise and just focus on football. The Washington Commanders aren't doing that. They can't do that because this is all they hear. This is all they hear. They just want to play football. And it's so unfair to them that they got dragged into a situation that they had no control over. These players didn't know they were getting drafted to Washington. Half of these players aren't even fans of the Washington Commanders. I mean, unless you're Jared Patterson or Chase Young or someone like that, you 9 times out of 10 wasn't a fan of the Washington Commanders. So you don't really know what's going on with this whole situation. Jared Patterson may know what's going on. Chase Young may know what's going on. Jonathan Allen may know what's going on. Because they grew up in the DMV. They grew up around the Washington Redskins. So this may not be new news to them. But players like Cameron Curl, Benjamin St. Juice, who's from Canada, they ain't worried about the Washington. He wasn't worried about the Washington Redskins and all the stuff that Dan Snyder had going on. They weren't worried about that. So when they got here, finally, they were unaware and they just wanted to play football. But they can't because of Daniel Snyder. And it's crazy. And I'm not going to act surprised because, quite frankly, I'm not. But it's crazy how a second and third year player, or second year player rather, and Benjamin St. Juice comes out and says that and basically puts the team on blast in a way. But what I'm getting at is it's crazy how he's only been here for 2 years and he has detected that this environment is not right. Something wrong here. It's a dark cloud. He's only been here for 2 years. Imagine what if Tress Way could actually come out and actually would speak his truth. Imagine what a guy like Tress Way would say. Because he's the long tenure here. He's like the veteran here. Imagine what Ryan Kerrigan would say. He's a part of the coaching staff now. So imagine what a Ryan Kerrigan would say. Like, even Jonathan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Deron Payne, like some of the older guys on the staff, even though they're still young in the mixed prime of their careers, they're older enough to have been around here for the Redskins. So just imagine what those guys would have to say about that if they were to actually come out. And I know like 20 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, when all these guys are retired and they're probably going to be brought on podcasts and have shows of their own, I'm sure some of these guys are going to come out and talk about what was it like being in the Washington Commanders organization. Because Ron Rivera can try to change this culture as much as he can. Daniel Snyder can put as much blame on Bruce Allen as he wants. But he's the real problem here. And until he is gone, Washington, this franchise, will never change. Will never have sustained winning as long as Daniel Snyder is the owner of this team. That's why we are just hoping that he sells the team. We're hoping everything that just seems like that's pointing into the direction of him selling the team comes true. We're hoping what Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos' meeting was about was a plan to buy the Washington Commanders. We hope fans like long life fans like Kevin Durant, I think his name is Michael McConaughey or something like that. People with a lot of money that are long-time fans of the team. We're hoping that they could buy the team. Then again, on the same note, Dan Snyder was a lifelong fan of the Washington Commanders before he bought them. So maybe being a lifelong fan and buying your dream team, maybe that's not the smartest thing to do. But then again, no one can be as worse, or could be more worse, I should say, than Daniel Snyder. There's no way. Okay? He needs to be gone. Okay? And I don't think for a lot of fans, the Attorney General suing Dan Snyder and NFL and Roger Goodell is moving the needle for them. But for me, I personally feel like it's strike two. We'll see where this heads, but I think that's strike two, and I think we're closer than ever to getting Dan Snyder out of Washington. Man, can that day just hurry up and come? Like, it can happen as early as maybe March, which I'm okay with, because I mean, surviving 6 more months with Dan Snyder, I can do that, because I mean, I already have I made it this far, so I don't want to give up the last half year, right? Let's just get it done, please, for the sake of this fan base. We want our team back. But yeah, that's opening statements. How we doing out there? It's 9:18. I hope everyone's morning is going well, whether you're at work, whether you're on your way to work, whether you're doing your morning activities, whatever you're doing, I hope it's going well, and I hope you have TOTM in the background. Before we get into the next segment, I want to ask you guys, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share it out. Get more Washington Commanders and NFL. It doesn't matter what your favorite team is. This channel is for everybody. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening to this if you didn't catch this live and you're listening to it on the podcast platforms, give it a 5-star rating. If you want to find it on the podcast platforms, just type in Top of the Morning Show with Juan Gotti on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and it'll come right up. Let's get into the next segment. The next segment is going to be Thursday Night Football Rewind. Thursday Night Football Rewind. Okay, so yesterday you had the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers in Carolina this time for like the second time in 3 weeks. This game was tough to watch. It was tough to watch, but what did we expect going in, okay? I expected a low-scoring defensive game just because the Panthers have a solid defense. That's not saying act like they don't. But I was expecting a low-scoring game because of their defense and because of – look who was at quarterback. You had P.J. Walker versus Marcus Mariota. What did we truly expect? And then it was wet. It was raining. What did we truly expect from this game? I didn't expect much. I'm surprised it even got to 25. Panthers got the victory. I picked the Panthers to win prior to tonight or yesterday night, and I just knew they were going to win just for the simple fact, that division is bad. It's bad. Okay, it's 2020. It's 2020 NFC East. Washington Red football team wins the NFC East 7-9, kind of bad. That's where we could have. Well, that's where this division could be at. Although the Carolina Panthers sit in fourth place in the NFC South, they literally sit a game out of first place. Sit a game out of first place in the NFC South. Looking at the stats of this game, Marcus Mariota was 19 for 30, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But the stats doesn't do him the stats doesn't do you any justice of how he actually played if you didn't watch this game. He played terrible, okay? I mean, the guy looked crazy out there. Throwing passes. He tried to pull off a Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. Okay, one of those. And even Patrick Mahomes' pass in the Super Bowl was incomplete. It was something similar to that. He tried to pull that off and got picked off for 6. Okay? Marcus Mariota was bad. Let's not sit here and act like he wasn't, okay? Falcons, they need a quarterback. And Desmond Ridder could possibly be the answer for them. But they're not going to figure that out this year. Because even though they're 4-6, they're still a game behind the Bucs for first place in the NFC South. So they don't want to put the rookie in there when they still have a playoff shot, when they still are in a playoff race. They don't want to do that. I'm ready to see Desmond Ridder. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think Marcus Mariota was going to be this game changer for them. I didn't think he was going to be their future. But I was definitely interested to see what Marcus Mariota was going to do if he was able to stay healthy. And surprisingly to this point, knock on wood, he's been able to stay healthy. So we know what Marcus Mariota is. And we knew that before the season even started, but we know who he is. He's not anyone's long-term answer. He's a good quality backup that can come in here and take a few snaps for you, possibly win you a game or two. But he's no one's full-blown starter. And if it wasn't for them being in the wacky NFC South, I think we would have saw Desmond Ridder by now. I think we would be seeing Desmond Ridder by now and Marcus Mariota, or if the Falcons wasn't in a division race right now. They're bad. And I feel bad for Kyle Pitts, Drake London, because they don't have anybody to give them the ball. And the Falcons spent the 4th overall pick on Kyle Pitts. And if you go back to that draft, I'm like, you got to get a quarterback. Matt Ryan is aging, and do you really want to take a freaking tight end? I understand he is just one of a kind of talent. You really can't pass up on this. But do you want to take a tight end at 4? Really? Where Justin Fields was still there, Mac Jones was still there. Only quarterbacks that got taken off the board was Trevor Lawrence and Trey Lance. And who's the guy that went in the middle? Who went in the middle of them two? It was another quarterback. Forgot his name. It was Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance to 3 to 49ers, and who was number 2? That's about to bug me. I gotta find it now, because who's in the middle? Wilson. Oh, Zach Wilson to the Jets. Yeah. I don't know how I forgot about that. Appreciate it. Zach Wilson was the second quarterback taken off the board. Like, the Falcons, I understand he wanted to take a chance on Pitts, but to be fair, Kyle Pitts should have went to a team that was needing a tight end. Was going to a team that was in the mix of winning something. Now his career may down spiral because he's in a situation where he has a quarterback that can't get him the ball. The guy is special. Let's not sit here and act like I'm not saying he got drafted too high because of his talent. I think he just went to the wrong team. He has the capability to be a 1,000-yard tight end. Guy is special, but bad situation. And as for Drake London, he's good too. But they need to get him a quarterback, and I don't care about the division race. If I'm the Falcons, I don't care about the division race from the point of it's going to stop me from putting in my guy Desmond Ridder. What he can't do no worse than Marcus Mariota. He can't. So if I'm the Falcons, I'm putting in Desmond Ridder. But knowing them, they're more likely than not going to do that because they are in the middle of a race. And they're going to go with the savvy better. And as far as the Panthers, they're 3-7. Nice win at home. I like Devontae Foreman. I like them on the Titans. And I think, considering the fact that they just lost a huge piece in Christian McCaffrey, he can be like that. They can have a nice 1-2 punch with Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. 31 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown for Deontay Foreman. What a day. PJ Walker, or Philip Walker, I did not know that was his name, not gonna lie, but Philip Walker, 10 for 16, 108 yards. Laviska Shenault had a nice touchdown grab yesterday, and he scored in the most wackiest way possible. So, he caught the pass, turned up the sideline, and it was like, what happened? How was he so open? Why was he able to just score with such ease? on the replay, they showed that two Falcons players bumped into each other. Two Falcons players bumped into each other, which allowed Laviska Shenault to get off and score a touchdown. Ain't that crazy? And if that doesn't sum up the Atlanta Falcons, I don't know what will. What about Baker Mayfield? Have y'all seen in the clip of him headbutting the players after the win? What do you think his career is going to go with now? Do you think he's done like being a starter? Do you think this was the last chance of him being a starter? Like, there's no question he's going to be a backup in this league. Like, he's obviously good enough to be a backup. But to be a starter again, do y'all think that ship has sailed for Baker Mayfield? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I get Baker Mayfield. I'm keeping him in this. I'm keeping him in the game the whole season. Like, I don't care what kind of spark PJ Walker provided. I don't care what if they. I think they still got Sam Darnold, but I don't care what kind of spark Sam Darnold could have sparked. I'm keeping Baker Mayfield there. That was my big all-season acquisition. That was my off-season splash. I'm keeping him in here for at least a whole year because at least I know he has some type of talent. I mean, let's not forget Baker Mayfield is the same person that took him and Nick Chubb, obviously, on that offensive line, on that offensive side of the ball. But let's not act like this guy didn't take this team to the playoffs and they absolutely drubbed the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card. Like, he has some talent. I'm not saying he is a starter anymore. I'm not saying he's anyone's long-term starter. But what I am saying is if I was the Panthers, I would have kept him in because I didn't have nobody better than him. Matt Corral hurt himself out for the year, so he would have been the only option that would have been solid to go to because you want to see what he had. But I would have kept Baker Mayfield in there. Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield's tenure to be a starter is probably over with. But I know he'll be on someone's roster every year. Because, I mean, he's a backup. He has talent. He's not just completely terrible. But that's it for Thursday Night Rewind. Let's move on to the next segment as we transition to shout out. We got a couple people in here live. If you guys are new, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. We go live like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. The third episode of this. I'm excited. Okay, this is the third episode. I can't wait to grow some more. I can't wait to look back on where we started because at some point, this show is going to take over. It's going to be big. And you out there again can sit there and say I was a part of the first couple episodes of TOTM, Top of the Morning show, hosted by Juan Guy. If you're listening on the podcast format, give it a 5-star rating, shout out the podcast. And if you want to find it on the podcast format, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and type in Top of the Morning Show with Juan Gotti. And you can find me there. All right, shout out time. Donnell Jenkins. Shout out to my man Donnell Jenkins. He says, first of all, you're tuned into Top of the Morning Show hosted by Juan Gotti. I appreciate you for being here. Y'all let the Cowboys fan comment first. I'm saying, man, I don't know where my Commanders fans was at, You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. I don't care what's your favorite team. But if you come in first, you're ultimately the GOAT. You're the Cowboys. You're my arch rival, obviously. But if you come in first, you're the GOAT. Shout out to you for being first. Connell Jenkins, Jordan, Elias. What's going on, Jordan Elias? How you doing? I hope I'm saying that right. Appreciate you for watching. Top of the Morning Show, hosted by Juan Gotti. Says, what's good, Juan? What's up, Jordan? How you doing? Jordan also says, beat Philly. Yes, beat Philly. And we'll talk about that more in the next segment as we get to Week 9 predictions in a little bit. Brian Harden. What's going on, Brian Harden, my guy? BH says, good morning, Mr. Gotti. Good morning, Mr. Harden. How are you doing today on this rainy Friday? Casper Hill. What's good, Casper Hill? How you doing? Casper Hill says, what's good, Juan? What's going on, Casper Hill? How you doing? Appreciate you for being here, Casper Hill. Trey Tizzy. What's good, Trey? He says, what's good, Juan? What's good, Trey? How you doing? Drayon Scott. What's going on, Drayon? How you doing out there? I appreciate you for listening to Top of the Morning Show, hosted by Juan Gotti. Well, that's all of the shout-out segment. We'll probably double back if we get more people in here, but it's just a couple people in here listening, so not a lot of comments to get to. That's okay, because let's get to NFL Week 10. I put 9 in the title. I should change that. Let me change that right quick. But Week 10 NFL preview and prediction. I don't know why I thought it was Week 9. Maybe I typed it. Week 10 preview and prediction. Let's pull up the games for Week 10. We already had one in the books. Should be a better week than last week as far as how many games goes, because there was a lot of teams on their bye week. So, kicking things off for Sunday at 9:30 a.m., you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Seattle Seahawks live in Germany, as the Bucs try to kind of separate themselves in the NFC South, but the Seattle Seahawks look to go 7-3, as they still, to me, has been the most surprising team, more surprising than the Giants. I don't care what nobody says. Geno Smith led the Seahawks. Who expected this? And the reason why I think it's more so surprising for me than it is the Giants one is because this feels more sustainable. This feels more real. And I'm not trying to discredit the Giants, but this feels more real. This feels more sustainable. This feels more actuality. Like, yeah, they can actually do something if they get to the playoffs. Giants, dare I say, has their 6-2 been a fluke? I'm not that kind of person, but because you still got to win the games, and that's what they've done. So I'm not the person to say it's a fluke, but I am the person to say I feel like the Seahawks record, again, is more sustainable than what the Giants put on. So Geno Smith, man, how good has he been? I hope Geno keeps it up, man. I hope Geno keeps this up, takes his team to the playoffs, win a game or two, and next year Geno does it all over again. I hope this is really Geno Smith. Like, I really do. I love seeing stories like this, man. I really hope it's Geno Smith. This is what Geno Smith, West Virginia Geno Smith. I really hope this is him. And as far as the Bucks, they got an ugly win versus the Rams this past weekend. And at this point, it's like you get them how you can get them. Okay, if you're the Bucks and you're Tom Brady, you get them how you can get them. And I'm to the point where maybe the Bucks aren't any good, but at the same time, it's like they still got Tom Brady, so it's like I can't never count them out, and especially if they're in the division that they're in, I can't really count them out. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get the win over in Germany. You just can never count out Tom Brady. Seahawks still going to have a good season and probably win the NFC West. But give me the Buccaneers. Next game, you have Lions-Bears. Give me the Bears. The Bears are close, man. I know a lot of people don't want to say that, but they're close. If Justin Fields can keep improving, because he already has it with his legs, as we already know. This is nothing new. We've been new this. He had it with his legs. But if he can keep improving as a passer, and they can get more talent around him this offseason and actually make a assertive effort to get him O-line help, more weapons. They got Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney. They can continue to build off that and also improve his offensive line. The Bears could be much better than what we think they are. They're what? 4-6. Let's check out their record. Let's see what the Bears currently sit at right now. I want to say it is 4-6, but we're gonna double check just to be sure. And no, they sit at 3-6. Sorry, and with them being at 3-6, they still are in the mix of that 7th seed playoff spot that the 49ers currently hold at 4-4. They can get more weapons around Justin Fields and continue to build a nice offensive line or start to build a nice offensive line around him. They could be better. Matt Eberflus, I have no doubt in my mind that he'll have that defense. Although they just lost Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn and all that, I think they still could have a nice defense. Bears are close, man. Maybe not this year, probably not next year, but sometimes in the near future they'll be good again. It's all on Justin Fields and if he can pan out. I feel like he's taking the strides. So hopefully he continues to grow. Next, you have Browns, Dolphins. The Browns are close to getting Deshaun Watson back, y'all. Was it week 3? Was he suspended for 13 games? Or was it an 11-game suspension? Let me look at it again. I kind of forgot. Let's look this up here. I think it was like either an 11-game or 13-game suspension. I think it was 13. Yeah, he's out for 11 games, so he's able to come back next week. He's able to come back next week. Wow. Or not next week, but week 12, rather, I should say. He's able to come back week 12. They're close to getting him back. And the Browns currently sit at, I want to say 3-6, 3-5. If they could somehow win this game and go to 4-5 and get Deshaun Watson back in week 13 or week 12, 13 versus the Texans, that could be crazy. And the Browns could have a spark and have a late run at possibly an AFC North division. But I think the Ravens are going to run away with that high. But with that being said, Dolphins, high-powered offense. Tua looks legit. Give me the Dolphins to win that game. Broncos, Titans. If Malik Willis is starting, give me the Broncos. Broncos are going to win this game. It's probably going to be like a 15-3 game if Malik Willis is starting, which I believe he is. Give me the Broncos. Next game you have Vikings, Bills. This could have been this had all the opportunity to be a really, 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 really good game. But Josh Allen dealing with the UCL sprain kind of put that to a halt. And right now he hasn't practiced, so I don't know if he's playing, and I don't think he is going to play. So with him not playing, that inserts Case Keenum, former Vikings quarterback that led them to the NFC Championship game. You know, the Diggs sideline that year. Yeah, that year he was a part of that. Mind you, he played well too. He wasn't just no sit back. He was no like enjoy the ride kind of year. He actually delivered in moments where it's like, oh my God, Case Keenum actually did that. And of course, my Washington Commanders fall for the trap and sign him the next year, and he's trash. But this game had all the opportunity to be a really good one. Vikings 7-1. Bills coming in still with the tie with the Chiefs for number 1 seed in the AFC conference at 6-2. This had all the writings to be the game of the week. Comes by week 13 because of the bye. Okay. This had all the writing on to be a game like the game of the week. But with Josh Allen's injury, I don't think that's going to be. I think if he played and he was healthy, the Bills would drubbed these boys by 30 because the Vikings aren't that good. I swear. I want them bad. I want them in many. I want us to get the 7th seed so we can, and they keep the 2 seed so we can play them. I don't care that it's going to be in Minneapolis. I just want them again. They're not good. They're beatable. So with that being said, you know what? I'm still going to take the Bills. I was going to take the Bills regardless. Not regardless if Josh Allen played and I was kind of contemplating. I'm still going to take the Bills. Give me the Bills. Texans, Giants. Texans played inspired football on last Thursday night versus the undefeated Eagles. Give me the Texans. I think they finally get them another one versus the Giants. I think the Giants are going to start to crumble, and their true colors are going to come out. Next game you have Jacksonville at Kansas City. Give me the Chiefs. I don't got to waste too much time on that. Saints, Steelers. Give me the Saints. I don't got to waste too much time on that. Raiders, Colts. Both teams stink. Okay, both teams suck. But I am going to check this game out just because Jeff Saturday is going to be coaching. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. Give me the Colts. The Raiders suck, bro. Derek Carr hasn't been good. Josh McDaniel, rather, has not been good. Poor Devontae Adams, but then again, this is where he chose to go. He wanted to go there. Give me the Colts. I think they're going to win. Next game, we have Cardinals, Rams. Give me the Rams. I just don't want to. I don't want to come to the realization that the Rams might actually be bad. They may actually really be bad. And I don't want to come to that realization. I really don't. But give me the Rams. Cardinals, everyone saw the little meltdown with Buda Baker in the locker room saying he's tired of losing. They're probably going to come out playing inspired ball. And pretty much, dare I say, loser of this game, season's pretty much over in a way. Obviously not technically, but according to the NFC West standings, like not standings, but standards, I should say, it's pretty much wraps. Especially if the Seahawks find a way to win. But give me the Rams. Next game, you have the Cowboys at Packers. 425. This is America's game of the week, obviously. One of the Cowboys, not. Anytime the Cowboys aren't in the 425 window, it's always America's game of the week. Unless it's on CBS. Is this on CBS? It's always Fox vibes though with these two. Gotta be Fox. But it's good, Jairus. Appreciate you coming through. I'm the same with the Packers. Like, the Packers suck, obviously. But I just know they got a couple more wins in them. Like, they got a couple more wins in them. It's no way they finish the season like this. They got a couple more in them at least. No, they're sitting at 3-6, coming off of a terrible performance versus the Lions. But I just don't think they're going to finish with 3 wins. I think they're going to win some games they have no business winning. And I think this is the game. And I don't want the Cowboys fans to think, oh, you're being biased, you're watching West. No. I think this is the game. I'm just not afraid of Dallas personally. They don't have anything that really scares me. Dak is good. Like, obviously he's good. Tony Pollard good. Like, I'm not saying personally like they're not a good team, but they're beatable. Okay? I mean, the Bears, before it exploded, the Bears kept it close. Bears kept it close. And although they're gonna be fresh coming off a bye week, I think the Packers are gonna find a way to win this one. I do. So give me the Packers. Chargers, 49ers. Give me the 49ers. Although I hope I'm wrong, because I want the Chargers to win because for the sake of the NFC wild card. Actually, no. What am I doing? I'm tripping. Give me the Chargers. Changing the live on air right now. I was about to go with the 49ers because I feel like they're the better team. They're the more healthier team, and I know that's surprising to say considering it's the 49ers. Give me the Chargers. Just because we need them. We need them to win. So they can get knocked out of that 7th seed. And if we win on Monday night, we can get to that 7th seed possibly. That was Sunday Night Football. Then Monday Night Football, you close with the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Tough one. I know everyone is like, oh, Philly's about to mop the floor with Washington. This is an easy game to decide. Shouldn't be that difficult. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that kind of game. I think it's going to be close. Even though it's in Philly, crowd's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be close, man. Give me the Washington Commanders to win. I said it. Please don't make me bite my words, Commanders. Give me the Commanders to finally end the Eagles streak. Please let that happen. What's good, Michael? Michael Starkey, what's going on? How you doing? Commanders got us winning that, man. I got a good feeling about that. I'm not going to lie to you. Got a good feeling. And more will come out as we get closer to that game. My prediction video will probably come out tomorrow, Saturday. Even though y'all already know it, so I just gave it away to y'all. Not everybody's in here that's going to watch the video. So I'll make my prediction and preview on Saturday. Probably have an injury report out today or something for the Washington Commanders. But I got us winning. DHR2 Fighter Podcast says, at this point, I'm not even getting my hopes up when y'all play Philly. It's going to suck as usual. Okay. That's what you think, and you're not wrong for thinking that way. Not gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna put an end to the show today. Good show. Good episode 3. I appreciate everyone for coming in here. We're live back Monday, recapping all the action, going in depth with my preview of the Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles, because that's going to be the Monday night game we're going to all watch. I'll be live for that. I live stream the game play-by-play at 8:15 p.m. Got a lot going on Monday, so hopefully my Commanders can get the W for me, and hopefully I can be happy. So that being said, I want to tell you guys to take care of yourself, be safe, enjoy your weekend. Get through this Friday, it won't be long. And when you finally get to the weekend, relax, do your thing. But more importantly, please be safe. That's the most important thing when it comes to this thing called life. Be safe and enjoy your weekend. As always, it's been your boy Wangati. Like, comment, subscribe, share out the podcast in the morning show. Subscribe to the channel. And if you can't catch it live, it's on all podcasting platforms. Top of the morning show with Wangati, just type it in. If you catch it live, it's on the YouTube channel. And even if you don't catch it live and you want to still see the video, it's up there on the channel. This show's going to take over at some point. We got to keep grinding. I appreciate y'all for being here today. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm out. Peace.